when we're looking at this historical genetics analysis of this royal family, Queen Victoria and Prince Albert from the late 1800s into the 1900s. They had tons of children, and those children had children. And we are specifically looking at this issue of hemophilia, uncontrolled bleeding. So you're going to analyze this pedigree chart to construct Punnett squares to answer some questions. So really the purpose of this is that you're watching this video that's linked in here so that you can properly use these Punnett squares that I have inserted. And then you can copy these over for a later question as well. So first of all, something to understand and to realize, replacing the X's, what that really is like, we are looking at sex chromosomes. Sex chromosomes are those things that determine your biological gender. So if you are female, it's an X and an X. And if you're male, it's an X and a Y. Females typically are annotated on the very top. Males are annotated along the side. So you may need to change these. Like in the original document, it's going to look like this. But if this is where the male goes, then that's going to look like that. The next thing to note is not only where you put your alleles per gender, but also noting whether or not that allele is good or if it's bad, if it's the allele that we're concerned with. So an easy way to do this is just to click right behind that specific allele, in this case, the female first allele, and I'm going to go to Format, Text, and I'm going to do a superscript. And I'm going to do a capital N for normal. Okay. And maybe, I don't know, let's say you look at it and you're like, well, I think that this is the broken allele. This is the allele that is not normal. So I'm going to do a lowercase n. Okay. So you could also use a D. If you wanted to, you could even just leave the normal allele blank. And then you could just put another little X here to note that that is the broken allele. Okay. So whatever you determine you need to do with the males, it would be the same way. You would just highlight behind it, and then you would go to Format, Text, and Subscript. Now, when it comes down to putting these alleles together, please remember that we just drop these down. It's kind of like a multiplication table. We're dropping from the top down into the box, and then from the side, we take that over. And it's always the allele that's on the top goes in front. Okay, and then the allele that's vertical will go to the next side. So for example, if I were to fill out this lower right-hand box here, I'm going to drop that X with a subscript X next to it. And then I'm just going to put a Y right next to it. So I'm literally just copying and pasting these in. That makes sure that I don't have any oopses like I just did there. So, and then paste that guy in. So there is my allele combination for genotype is the best word to use when we have the two alleles together. This is the genotype. In this specific case, it is a male that is in fact does have the broken X. Okay. So that's the gist. That's how we do all of that fun stuff and manipulate those. Now, let's say that you are of interest in, taking this and you have another question, number 6 here, where you need to construct a Punnett square, okay? Because the question is, what is the possible genotypes of Anastasia? She is one of the individuals that is part of that pedigree chart, and I'll let you analyze that. But probably the easiest thing, my friends, is don't reconstruct the whole Punnett square. Just go over here, okay, and start in the lower right-hand corner and just highlight. Make sure you highlight everything. You highlight everything, all the boxes. You highlight those little scripts on the side. Click the copy button and then go down here and then click the paste. Okay. Change these as you need. Okay. Change these things as you need based on what's happening. Okay. So do what you need to do and then make sure that you're filling out your Punnett square correctly. Okay, so that's how you can utilize just very simply copying and pasting and changing the subscript to annotate and fill in your Punnett squares. Please do reach out to me if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing what you find about this historical family.